in a report. It was stated in. It was stated in the info. Don't be biased info. And we discussed this already info. Don't be biased. It was stated in the Contractor General report.
Hold on. Yes, hold on. Let me ask that question now. Question. When the light bulb situation did occur,
Jesus Christ.
Minister and the live. Is our next propaganda is this now?
Hold on the caller.
All right, so
hold on the caller.
We don't want to get too hot on here, please.
Me ask him. No, in the total, me ask him something. When Fern Spencer was caught in the bulb act, and Philip Powell was the minister, and his name was calling around that he was a part of it. It is that true too?
His name was calling, but can we was he ever convicted ever charged? His name was called, but was he ever charged?
Oh. Let me carry back to it.
Was he ever charged for that?
Let me carry back to it a while ago.
That doesn't mean that his name didn't.
Exactly my point. Exactly my take, Marcia. But let me ask you again. You say you hear the contractor general say a 600 million. If the contractor general came out and said it was 600 million, where is the auditor general report?
No, you wasn't my mistake, not the contractor general, the auditor general. Not my mistake, not the contractor general. Sorry about that, the auditor general. My mistake, auditor general. I should have said auditor general.
I rest my case. That's right.
My mistake. No, my mistake. Info. Sorry about. Yeah, because the contractor general don't respond for that. It's auditor general. The contractor general will not be into it. It's auditor general. Sorry about that. For funds and something, it will be the in contract. It will be the auditor general, and that is it. Sorry about that. My mistake. That.
Alco G, you talk to me from the chat.
Info. We talk about things, and we talk about light burn, but you know, so up to today, the biggest money waste in this country, the biggest money waste is this petrojam thing. You know that?
What?
Petrojam fund are the biggest money that can be accounted for. The petrojam funds.
Petrojam thing.
But remember, if
the petrojam funds is the biggest funds.
You have to also talk about Philip Powell, because remember, same name called Naito.
Yeah, but if you are rude, if I give my company, if I take out a managing director and give my company start out and you can't start, are you to be blamed?
No.
The person who's in charge. So we have to
government. You're wrong. It goes across government. It goes across. I must say from PG, from
yes,
right.
From Peter, from Philip Powell, go right. Don't do that.
So you know that's not true.
Peter Phillips and Philip Powell keep $100,000 birthday, $100,000 US birthday check on your birthday party.
So the man has been charged.
And fire people who is not qualified for the job, who's qualified and putting people that are unqualified for the job.
The man has been charged.
The cake is for $1,000 US.
How much of the PNP? How much of the PNP have they charged? Did they charge that, William?
Hold on, Marcia. When all of these are happening, used to work with the petroleum corporation. The cake is for $1,000 US. Not 100,000. That brother they too lie.
Don't go back down there.
How much 1,000 US Valentine there?
It not really matter where it value.
How much 1,000 US? All right, how much 1,000 US value?
It not really matter.
Richard,
a chicken feed
how many people?
Bobby, Walano. Bobby, because let's say 32 million a chicken feed. So 1,000 US a chicken feed.
But 1,000 US right now.
So I'm asking,
but 1,000 US right now is 150,000. But then it wasn't 100,000 at that time.
It was 100,000.
But when I say
100,000.
It was 100,000. The US did the work. No man, the US did it over. But when
not really government money.
Look here, from 2006, Bobby Pickers Gill said 32 million a chicken feeding. So in a 2018, 1,000 US
did
a
you know
chicken
people?
feeding.
And on record, did you know that people that were fired from job were qualified and putting people that weren't qualified for the job for jobs? Did you know that?
A long time that I want. That
It's not the first.
Philip
It's not the
Paul.
first.
No, but well,
a years that have one.
Was it the government
A
that
years
hired
that have
them?
one.
Was it the government that hired him? Her. The person with the masters. We all know nepotism and cronyism. Was it Andrew that hired that woman who didn't have her masters?
Marcia.
Well, yes,
Marcia.
she was this person as secretary at his office. She was this person as secretary at his office in Spanish Town.
All right,
You too lie. He wasn't.
She was this person as secretary at his office in Spanish Town.
Richard, here go now. Here go Richard. Here go.
Lie, so to get rid of him, man.
No, you want Richard.
You too lie, man.
We're gonna stay away from
a bigger liar than him.
Get rid of him, man. You too lie, man. Let's him come to obstruct things, man.
I can't tell you.
Because
Who was the minister, secretary.
some things will go on in the country and then hear film response. Like for instance, even the same stuff there, all St. Thomas are developed and people are invested in St. Thomas.
Ask him about Petrojam money with PJ when him say I shall return. After him get fire from Michael, man, then say I shall return. When return comes, them for go with them propagandist, man. He never come back and become prime minister. After Petrojam money, you know, go away.
Ask him about the one when he get caught in 1990, he says
you're too wicked, man.
He
All
says
the
you
country
to
grow
them
like cheat on the country same way. You're not an idiot. He burn me phone, man.
We could see the starter.
He burn me phone, man.
And the biggest one in power
I'm not serious. I'm going to look for propaganda. You don't like the progress, you know. You don't like progress. So if you talk about on the man we're waiting in the wings.
I wonder good night. I wonder where progress there.
Wait, sir. You want to
get them off of the life, man. Get them off of the life.
Hold on. All right, here go now. Sydney.
That one, Mr. Sydney.
Here the progress there now. The progress there, St. Thomas, the road we have built. The hospital we have built. All of the police station we have built.
Fire station.
Them, everything we are going right now. The jobs, them,
The 50.
A 20 billion Ghana Carnival can't donate.
Get rid of them, man. Get rid of them, man.
Well, I don't know.
what's wrong with that?
You build much hospital and not in ventilator, and I want them. You have much
Go suck your mother too.
And they all they are dead.
Come off our life and go.
No pay you no mind no man. For you
Get rid of them, man.
You're stranded. You're stranded, man.
Get them off, man, because they come from labor platform and spread propaganda. Get rid of them.
Too much hospital and bill and you can fix up the existing one.
Look at Cornwall. Look at Cornwall.
People are dead. Most people are dead. And baby are dead. And
give me the information. Give me the information.
Give somebody money.
Who much baby dead? Who much baby back?
Give me the information.
What
Too
the
much
doctor
Sydney,
hold on. What the doctor first
I want to get that the nasty man off my program. You know, she
want to get rid of them, man. Want to get them off.
Carla, chill.
Can't deal with them, man.
What the
Show man, you
doctor
do better than that. You make him mad them. You make him mad them. I go and better you, man. You're not distant to man. Why you go and stop on the program, man?
I stay on the focus. Stay.
I want to know, man. This man.
80% listen to us.
Alright.
Hey, people over the island over the world, you know, man, go on, man. You know, black up, man. Pay yourself.
Alright. You come on for the woman now. Talk when you talk.
You must distant, man.
You beat them and teach them, man.
You're talking about dead babies, them.
You make the man go and better you for your woman, man. Do better than that. And you back to him, man.
Alright, Mr. Black.
Too much people talk one time, man. Too much people talk one time, and that's the problem. Too much people talk one time. You can't.
You make one person.
Hold on. Blake, hold on. Give me
I lose them while we lose focus.
It's a Blake. Carla, wait. Wait.
I'm not saying nothing for my friend.
Here you came on the live. Hold on. You came on the live, Mr. Blake. And you were asked a specific question about the development of the country that you're born and grow. And because you are PNP and you believe you are PNP to deal with Jamaica, don't not good enough in this country. It's a shame and disgrace of people like you a stifle your conscience because of politics. Your behavior, Mr. Blake, I'm going to be very your behavior is stomach. Before you come out and say Jamaica now develop your full development there. Your utterance from your mouth a while ago tantamount to disrespect of the fabric of this country. I'm going to understand where you want from Jamaica that you know see Jamaica develop. You are so gullible and so gutter politics that you don't not go to your country with your button and go because of the PNP are running. And a full time on the up on the country and left politics alone.
Let me answer you now. Let me answer you. I not chase me come to chase you, man.
Let me finish.
Let me answer.
The man not chase. Listen to where man says. This is not your platform. Let the man finish.
Let me finish, man. I mean, listen to you answer a question and not even come and give credit for credit due because I know PNP in a power, you know, so not good in a country where you say you live. Good God Almighty, we're no conscience as a Jamaican. Where's the conscience?
Richard, Kaka, want come up.
You tell you want me to talk. Tell me what you want me to talk.
No to jokes.
Look here.
I want to talk now.
Oh, no, not supposed to have the PNP.
Tell me when you want me to talk.
Hold on, man.
Oh, not supposed to have a PNP.
Well, JLP not to talk to JLP alone, brother. You're wrong again.
We have to talk to everybody.
Sydney. When me come on the platform, I'm gonna run me off. When me come on the platform, I'm gonna run me off.
Me not on the platform.
No, man, we don't need to run them, man.
Yeah, man.
Tell them the truth, man. Teach them to run them. Teach them. Please not run them.
Look here, man. Me go on them platform where they Sydney they on it and then a team allow me to talk.
What me not have no
they
platform.
Run me off on them platform.
I know my platform.
Me say me go on the platform and I see everything when me say them bash me off it. Hey, Sydney they on it too.
Ricardo, Sydney and Richard get banned from all PNP platforms, so they have to over here. So listen to what they must say.
Teach them.
Then get banned. So that's why they do.
But at the end of the day, you're going
Cash and ban them.
Guys, not treat them with
Cash and ban.
You know what we have to do as labor, right? We're not going to do this as the Prime Minister said, not because them go low, we forgot low as well. So whatever them do, we have to do the same thing. We have to do different.
All right. Me go. Wait now. Me go pan them. Me go pan a live what they were then there. Listen to me, I say. Me go pan a live what then they were there, and they allow me up in a them box. And me I tell him say, oh this party thing go between it is a family setting thing. And from Bustamante when him left PNP and then make sure get me off quick and fast. Then I want you meet and then they talk about the Prime Minister sign me want SM something other to legalize certain thing in a school with a man to man chat. They would never give me a chance to chat. So when they come over here, I don't want to go handle them with no sponge and feather. Because when we go on them platform, they take time with me. So nobody come. If you not afraid to handle them, me can handle them because I know the history of them. So I don't want to feather them. I don't want to handle them with no gloves and feather when they come over here. Because when we as labor right go over there, they don't handle with hands and gloves.
All right, give me a thought now. You beat me up, so give me a thought now. Give me a thought now, you cut me out. You cut me out.
You're not talk for talk. 2 years I'm a Prime Minister of Brewer and no to drugs. No to drugs.
What you eat?
No to drugs.
Alright, you know what I say now, Bridget? The Bridget asked me a while ago about development. Development are going but for the rich people, brother, not for the poor people.
Alright.
You know, since you have a candle, which one have, let me finish, my man.
Yeah, alright.
You know, you have a candle and them thing they build, man, where poor people can't buy one room or type, man.
Mr. Osbill, Southside and Southside, I get all. All house build down here.
Listen to me now.
Carpet me I walk from my community. So when you talk about Cindy, and I get to me live in a
What do you, man? Baby said when you talk, man. Listen to the man. Yeah. 2 weeks now, I say 2 weeks talk one time. When I said the poor people right now, you know, trickle down to the poor people, brother. We not come to quarrel.
You know why I'm not like seeing this Prime Minister River.
Let me talk no, man.
Make him talk.
What you mean make you talk?
Listen me now. All right.
No to
so
jokes.
when I say you know, trickle down to the poorer class of people, brother. And you see the rich people now, the handful of rich people, and them alone, man. When they come from the poor people, man. They can't.
So we PNP do for poor people.
They can't pay. All right.
Oi, Carla. PNP love poor because they like to keep them poor. PNP is for the poor. Don't you know that?
Kingston.
From beginning you are rich and you are poor, so you can't cut out that. Poor people are always the poor people. You can't get out poor people.
Richard, well, I don't listen to what I say.
Right.
And then guess what? You can't rebut, you know, because guess
you know that, man.
What I say? There is full rebut them. So don't listen to what I say, I rebut him.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because
yeah, man. So when you look for the system, brother, you know, I look for the hospital thing, no, man. I mean, you see, when I say, you say no build 8 hospital, fine. You have broke down for 8 hospital. You know what I say? Build 6, no, man, and use 2 of the money we're going to use the other 2. And fix up the existing hospital where you have. Me not wrong about that, brother. Put in some ventilator, man. Fix up the place, man. Put in some bed. Put in some chair. Put in something I want. I don't cost me a cost. Me say build 6 and nobody with the 8. Take out 2 out of 8. And use the rest of money, need that 2 money, brother. And put in some bed I want. You want some ventilator. You want somebody pin them, what to pin up broken bone. You want all of them something there. So you use 20 money and do that, no, man. Me not wrong, brother. Me not cost. Me not say nothing bad about that.
All right. So hear that. So here go on now. Richard, your time now. One time back now, Richard now. One time, Richard.
Richard not talk. I can't answer him.
Yes,
yeah, man. Somebody else talk.
Richard. What? Eh? Sydney. No limit, no limit. Yeah, man. You hear me answer now? Saying, you talk about Sydney, you talk about ventilator. There's not a ventilator crisis, my lord. It's not a ventilator crisis, you know. It's not like the people are dying because they are not getting ventilators, you know.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
No, that is not true. That is not true. I just Dr. Daz try to make a big thing out of it.
People come from here a ball, brother. Long before Dr. Daz got that, man. Honest, man. Be honest. People come from
that is not true.
Don't make a quarrel. We're not quarreling.
Investigation was made.
You have a shot, man. Eh? Yes,
Sydney, why can't I make him man talk? Every time man talk, you are butting, what?
No, me and him can't talk, you know, about that, but one another.
No, man, you can't butting, man. You can't butting. When the man attack, well, love man make him man talk, Sydney. You are PNP over here, you're coming at answer, so you feel love man.
Definitely brush up the answer, man. Stop. When we not bite me,
when me dey over platform when wrote by PNP, you never give me no long time for talking.
Well, you know easy, man. You know easy.
Compare spread so much life on the live.
You know easy, man.
Sydney, why over here, like, is there a short ventilator in Jamaica?
Mom's a question, you know.
How
much ventilator was found? When they do the audit, how much ventilator then disclose how much ventilator they have? When they do the audit, how much ventilator they say? 40 add ventilator, 40 add ventilator, 40. Hey, lady, Sydney, lady.
No, let's take him out.
You can't take him out. Goody.
No,
Goody, you can't my standard in Jamaica. Anywhere in Jamaica, you can't my standard, Miss Goody.
There is no bad will.
Hold on, Sydney, hold on, man. Nobody cuss, please. Nobody cuss, please. Let me just ask him my next question. I'm going to ask my next question. Sydney.
Hold on. Ricardo. 1992 to 2006. I mean, this is for Richard and Sydney. In 1992 to 2006, Jamaica health system was in a serious crisis. Power did a company lock down most of the hospital in Jamaica because of the nastiness and all the operation theater and all these things was in Jamaica. People were dying left, right, and center without remedy. Our health system was in shambles
Not like that.
between the era of 19. Look, hey, Sydney, look here. You see, let me tell you something. I'm going to close off and come off. Let me tell you, you see,
Yeah, better you go on, man. You tell
always say PNP first, PNP second, PNP third, PNP fifth. You know, hate in our country. And I can't then have a discussion where people hate their country and love them party. Bye.
Yeah, but you know if you tell lie, you have to talk the truth. And we
Sydney, when you get out of PNP party,
any of you ever been to Kanga Regional Hospital?
Remember, we are
any of you ever visit Kanga Regional Hospital? Any of you ever visit Kanga Regional Hospital? Any of you ever visit Kanga Regional?
Thank God to Dr. Christopher Tufton who
any ever visited recently? But
and
8
bringing
years?
back a new
Any of you ever visited?
Where PJ that
Listen,
if PJ was doing something down there, we would have to take 8 years and build back after.
I visited recently.
But you know,
and tell me where you sit down there.
Where you make out of
where you see on the wall down there? You see beds down there? You see beds down there?
Richard Gray, what do you have?
You see beds down there?
The 18 is a PNP.
I don't have to.
They don't have nothing.
I don't have to do
Uno PNP like tell lie too much. Uno PNP love tell lie. Oi, Uno PNP love tell lie. PNP love tell lie. First, Uno say Prime Minister build 3 prison. The PNP there. I want to stop arguing with the PNP them, no man. Now you say Prime Minister build 3 prison. Which one the 3 prison them a build? No enlighten no man. Take them off, man.
Yeah, man. No. Not take them off. I want to ask him some question, man.
Richard, hang on. You just came up and said that there were 40 ventilators audited, right? 40.
40 odd.
No. You said 40. Stop it.
No, it's a 40 odd. It's a 40 odd.
Okay, 40 odd is how much? On June the 20th, Minister Crofton audited and found 210.
Because I was telling a lie. And we say prove it. And he can't prove it all now.
But he did.
What do you mean by him not prove it? Can't prove it. What do you mean by him can't prove it?
All right. We said tell where the told you that dead. Name the hospital then.
Let me get all details. How much
Wanna run off the PNP them, no man?
My question, we say King the bill how much house? Why was he in the courts? If he didn't build the house then?
We are switching the we are department.
This is a PNP platform, Mr. Liberal platform. We don't make PNP or come over here, come change the narrative and control the narrative. Sydney, you know, come
yeah, man, I want platform, man. A liberal platform. I didn't give you no chance to come.
Goody, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something when we talk earlier when you never there. Goody.
I spit at that.
You see the girl down at St. James who are going with her fake bottom and in the news all over call about Dr. Tufton going get hospital bed and people are suffer. Sydney me say today Friday when our father fi get transferred in a good ambulance. Where Dr. Tufton same one situate that it reach a Jamaica and in get transferred in a bed in a good bed at home. Ask him, me say, how come she never decline it and make one of the people that sit down and cheer and punk
everybody ambulance. Everybody in Jamaica ambulance. What you talk about we ambulance
Sydney.
We
feel healthcare system. We system what feel. What she say?
Sydney, you shut your mouth over here. You not control the narrative over here. Sydney, Marcia does let me talk to Sydney because Sydney come from our Labour platform. I'm a declare the Labour platform. Contain the narrative. We not have to answer no question to no PNP. Sydney and Richard Gray, tell me why you get out of PNP for 18 years.
come
You're
quiet,
Batman,
you
you're
come go
lesbian.
like
You
you
fuck
have
man.
facts one over this, boy.
Mute,
Target with PH step down. Now come now, you can target with
come
PH
on,
step.
mute, please.
Keisha said, the money what she take her do plastic surgery, I cut up her body,
I
she
can't go
don't
on like
like.
you can't
And if she did
cow
put
down
ear
We
tip
people.
not
her
go down
You
in
body,
boy
the land,
she
Richard
don't
because
and
get money
Sydney.
like ear tip
me
her
and you,
18
body.
years you no government
so we
match up the
can't come down
country.
too much
And the
out,
Prime
man.
Minister have to fix back on the mash up.
We no come like we no want run.
Tuna, he said, come on, Ricardo, mute. He said, thanks. He said to visit the ministry website. He said to visit the ministry website, and you will know where and you'll have a
No,
listing
that
of
not
where
good
they are.
enough, my friend. That not good enough, my friend. We want
Come
hear how much
on,
ya. Well, I
come on,
know.
guys.
I'm not
Come on,
attack,
So,
man.
the
No,
man
what
but
is
I
was
make
he supposed
interrupt.
to do?
Well,
What
I
was
me
he
not
supposed
talk
to do?
little
Carry,
no.
come and give her no.
Me not talk little no, man. Nobody interrupt me, and cause she talk intelligent. Me not
Sydney
talk
Great
little, man.
can't
Give
read,
him
so he
2
can't go
minutes.
for ministry
Take off Sydney off of this
website.
ras,
You
man.
want me
Sydney
say? Me
cannot
not
read.
talk. What you take me off for? Me and the
Cool
lady
down,
attack. She put
Sydney,
a
and not
question. Me
shame.
answer, no, man. We want
Take
hear
off
miss.
Sydney off of
Miss,
this,
you
man.
hear
One
me,
over
miss?
Dre. One over
One
Miss,
thing
you
you
hear
Dre.
me?
know, you bright, love,
I'm listening.
We want to hear
entertain,
where,
whatever
how
you
much
pull out
their
the deal,
public, how
we
much their
entertain
can,
her,
Anytime,
man.
man.
every
Their on the
question he
show.
asks, people
Make you go
answer
look
and he
deep
still a
yourself.
grow anything. Take off him, man.
Where you take me off for? To me
Oh, no
shoot
take
a
off
little
him,
no.
man. Every time he asks question and somebody answer him, go round.
Say me no
You
must
know,
take,
see, man,
me no
is a
must,
opposition.
say me
So,
no
man,
must
oppose
answer to
everything.
her.
What the fuck him
Sydney,
depend it
Let
do?
me just take it in,
Sydney,
Eh?
take it
he
in
said
Man,
soft.
all
keep
you
your
have to
ass
do is
quiet, man.
visit the
Oh, I
website.
saw you deal with things. You
All
know
you
how
have
to
to
Sydney
do
yes
is
or
cannot
no.
visit
read,
the
Sydney don't know
website.
if you
Once
put
you
it
Yeah,
in
visit
man,
the
that's how we deal
website,
with
you
things,
know
because
where
that's
to
how you
But
go.
we no
want it.
yes man. But we no yes man. At that time, no, we no yes man, you
I
know.
know, yes, man, but that's how you
We have
want it. You
become
ask
good to we
question, and when
now.
Sydney,
people
where
give
you
answer,
get
you still
out,
a grow
where
the
you
But
get
thing.
them a
out of
wrong
Michael
answer, we
man,
no
the
more. We can't answer good to
administration,
wrong
where you
answer,
get out
brother.
of PG
Until when
administration, where you
no
get out
can
of
tell
it.
you on a dash with Sylvia, give me the answer upon that. On a dash with Sylvia that talk about say she dead from natural causes. Yeah,
Brother, brother, we
your
are talking
upcoming
about
prime
ventilator
minister.
now because
Talk about that.
So
you want
Sydney,
people, you want put people in prison, man. We
all
are
right,
talking about ventilator.
Sydney, you
Yeah,
said
man,
that.
talk about that.
You
Talk
said
about
that
the evidence we are show. And that
We
we
know
talk
what,
about.
me say where we want
Talk
no
about
people are
who
coming a ball, say up
run with the
together.
people them are
A
South
10
St.
month,
Andrew
a
and
10
turn in
month
for them
picnic, a
constituency.
10
Talk
month
about
picnic
that.
dead where there. People
okay.
dead
Talk
The
to
about the
reason
Green
why
Bay
ventilator.
killing.
hold on, the reason
Well, I
why
know, man.
Talk about the Green Bay killing.
hold
Well, I
on,
know, man.
Talk about the Finsa.
A
the
10
baby
month picnic where
died.
they
Talk
dead
about
there.
Goodyear Factory.
The baby
Talk
died.
about Goodyear Factory we want to make lockdown. Talk about
Make a
free
lady
zone.
talk,
Talk
no,
about
man.
all of
Cause
them
you're a
something they want to
madman.
create
Make a lady
problem.
talk, no, man.
The
Make a
baby
lady
died
talk. What
because
you
there
talk
was no
about
No,
lady?
no,
pregnancy.
no, no, no. We no.
What you talk about
Me
lady for?
ask
She
you
can't
only
talk.
question.
You don't go with one side. Cause
A
you're not
whole
sensible.
pack
Talk,
thing me
girl, miss.
ask you now.
Talk, miss.
What
Cause
did
you're
make
not
free zone
sensible.
lockdown?
Me and you talk about
What
that.
did
We
make
two,
free zone lockdown?
when film time come, me answer him.
Eh?
Finish talk, lady.
What
Don't talk
did
over the
make free
lady.
zone lockdown?
Don't talk over the lady, man. Make a lady and then
Eh?
none of them
Me
come to
say
you.
what did make free zone lockdown?
You don't have no manners. Talk,
Hmm?
lady. Talk, lady.
Talk about Starkey. Talk about
Brother,
Feathermap.
we're not
Talk
going to sit
about
on
all
one
of them
side, man.
people there.
I have manners. Me and the lady I talk, me soon come
Talk
to you, me
about
say.
on lock up Babsy Grant and Pernell Charles. Talk about them something there.
You see you? You don't have no manners. Me don't
Yeah,
know where
man,
you
you
come
must see
from.
me.
And run
You don't have no
Babsy out
manners.
of her country where she born in.
Me a
Talk, miss.
rob and labor right.
Talk, miss. Me know,
The
man. I
baby
saw labor
died.
right behave. If I saw labor
Yeah,
right behave
Yes,
like
me
him
a
know
the
rob
plan.
and
CIA
labor
mash up
right, and I
Jamaica. Talk
just
about
come
that.
labor right neither.
Talk about the CIA report. Talk about the CIA report on
Yeah, man,
Jamaica.
then
Talk
we
about the
can
CIA
talk
report.
about
Talk
that.
about the
A
CIA
long
report.
time while you coming in, you know. We
Talk about
can
the
talk
CIA
about
report.
that.
Talk about
Talk
the CIA
about
report.
Castro get the
Oh,
gun
they might
them
come mash up
from.
Jamaica.
Talk about Castro give man the
Talk
gun.
me,
Richard,
hey, and talk about the gun them
Hey.
we drop a
Eh?
Surgery Island to the plane. Talk about them gun which up on Surgery Island.
Talk about the gun them with Castro. Give Manley.
Richard.
And
talk about
the time when the man where the European
talk about the evening time house on the bundong.
German man, I want them.
Yes, but CIA report. And tell
you think we don't know this? We not go on like no distant.
No wonder
I can't go on like no distant.
CIA.
People like no termite.
Talk about Dudley Thompson. Talk about the brigadistas.
And PNP they fly him out.
He not termite. The Prime wife don't not termite.
Talk about the brigadistas.
None of the trace, man. None of the quarrel. Come on.
Sydney,
talk about the mother.
Talk about the brigadistas.
Talk
about the brigadistas.
Talk about the Manet Phillips.
Talk about the brigadistas.
Won't too much money.
Talk about the Cuban lifeboat saga. Talk about David Core.
Mute them. Mute.
Anyways, we have to come up for that platform here because it looks like they're not the right
backside, you know.
In a note chatting with Batman Sydney.
PNP boy then come up here go like they know history more we.
Cause
you don't know nothing, you're done.
Richard Gray, yes, you can't chat to me because when Carshan read out your file at 3 months you run off a TikTok.
My file? My file. Listen to this. Me da New York girl. Also girl. Me da New York. Because New York girl. Listen. God Junction. God Junction.
Come on, guys.
In the 18 years administration.
God Junction. God Marant. God Junction.
You never get
a God Junction. I'm showing anybody my picture. Listen, me say God Junction. God Junction. No, me not trace. Me not trace.
Big old Batman like you send cocky picture. Come have. You don't no shame.
Let me get you back together. Let me get you back together.
Get
God Junction ask somebody about me. God Maran be show me picture. God Manig. God Mandible and show my picture and tell me be.
Richard Gray is a old Batman. Disrespect your right come and disrespect your right go. Him not have no moral attitude.
Good, remember say me a good teammate, you know, so that was yourself.
No.
Be a good teammate, man.
Okay, let's get back on
topic. Me know that, but on have labor, on have PNP on the platform and run them out. When them disrespect the Prime Minister, then disrespect the Prime Minister wife, some things where Richard like him in detail. When him talk about the Prime Minister wife, want to sit on platform with them and do.
Well, yeah, me not contest still good, but guess what? Me don't know if it happen, it never am over here, so that's why we even.
Yeah, never am over here, so but that is what it that
the Prime Minister wife calling the termite.
That boy Richard, that boy like him think people afraid of.
That with them right now.
Man, Elko nasty thing.
We go on.
Them man baby, all of them are nastiness. That's why them have to flash.
Please, me I beg on a long time. We don't get off the man, them no man.
Yeah,
them interrupt. Get them out, man. Let them go, man.
Talking to Ricardo.
Get them out, man.
Me have afraid of me, Ricardo. Tell you that. See me have afraid of me.
Come mash up our life.
Anywhere in Jamaica.
Get them out, please.
Anywhere in Jamaica, Ricardo. Anywhere in Jamaica, Ricardo. Anywhere in Jamaica. Anywhere in Jamaica.
Get them out, please. Get them out.
Termite and the Prime Minister wife
any district, any town of Jamaica. Any district, any town.
You can't make the man come and disrupt the party and have them the same way, man.
We not disrupt the party. The Prime Minister can't.
We're not afraid of boy.
Any district, any town, anyone I want to take me a record, I'm telling you. Any district, any town of Jamaica. Look at my picture. Look at my picture. Any district, any town.
We're not afraid of boy.
Hello. Really be say this sound good?
That me I say.
Me see the nice thing when they marry a G. And then listen me. You say if you don't want reason, want beats, no beat and teach.
We don't want no PNP up here.
Simple. Why? So where you gonna learn from?
We don't want to learn from them. God, they're not going to teach you.
Yo, hey, hold on, my friend.
PNP now have nothing to teach you.
Hold on, before me kick on out time, woman. Everybody. Yeah, chief PNP up here. I'm gonna let chief labor right up here. See? If you not reason upon the woman life, you no reason upon the woman life and talk one like you a hooligan. One labor right talk. One PNP talk, one labor right talk, and have a conversation. And then we press the mute to the mic and no mute, we are kicking out our box. That is it. Right, so no, we have to get sister life this, you know. But we get it organized. You have to listen. If you not reason, So labor right say what them say.
PNP wait and then say what them say. I don't know what the reasoning.
Alright, so here go on. Here go on.
I mean, I come out of box. And if you go on again, we just kick on out and take up some different people.
Easy, hold on, easy.
Long time I tell you, say calm down and reason.
Easy.
You know, listen.
Easy, hold on. Here not easy. Here go on.
Oh, I go over PNP platform and then give you an easy time.
If you not argue like you not idiot.
You not do what the PNP them do, brother. Listen, man.
Yeah, man. One man and listen start.
Easy.
How me I gonna learn if you no reason? How me I gonna learn history?
Easy. Here not easy. Here go on.
Right. No. One man talk. Easy. No. One man talk.
Easy. Listen now. I'm gonna jump out. See? I'm gone to that. I'm never want to get. Anyway, here go on. More the next day, right? Come. And they have cheap PNP.
No, don't worry about them, man. Don't worry about them. Because Sydney now.
So here go on.
We're going to deal with Sydney matters, you know.
Here go on. We're going to start from Miss Master G, right? And then after that, then Mr. B. And then change. And then the PNP then change. And then the next PNP. So no just work it away there right now, man. I will get the thing together. Here go on now. End of the day, if you have BLA by top right, you're not going to tell me more a year. More a year with some PNP, myself. Because also, I'm about to them now. Oh, that's the only thing. It's not like we not do what the PNP them do. If we go up on a PNP level and they run off, that means we don't have to do the same thing. We not do that, my friend. We have to do something different. See? We have to operate our thing and deal with it different. And we have to talk and we have to reason. That's how it has to go. See you see, before anybody talk, make one talk, you know. Yes, then.
You see, any one of them PNP boy, come no, a button. See? No, you see, when they jump in and a button, hear what I say. They must be go mute.
I mute them.
Mute them. See?
Even labor right, you know, I'm telling you the truth, you know.
Mute them.
If a PNP attack,
alright, sir, because me a man, me a patient, you know, me have no patient, you know. We can listen, me have a problem for listen.
Alright, so we'll start from what you mean, and then I don't know what a rebuttal. And then I don't know vice versa. I labor right talk and PNP talk. I not even go inter. I not go talk. I don't know what them. I can just listen to them. I want to teach me something. See? So we are going to go with.
Put up back Carla in her box. Carla said we put her up back.
We are add her up, man. We are add her.
Okay, ready?
Carla, well, you have to be yourself, please. Okay.
Carla, alright, man. Nothing wrong with Carla.
No, man. No, yes, we don't be talk about.
Me like Carla vibes.
I'm a woman. I don't want to get too outraged. What she did now? What she did? But me not see she sent me the request. Oh, me see her now. Me come out of her back and get her. So, alright, go on now, Miss G.
Alright, so you said there is no progress in the country, right? That was Richard Sydney? Oingan? Sydney B. Okay, so you said there was no progress in the country, right? But, and sorry, you said that it's not trickling down to the poor people, only the rich people that get it. Okay? What do you call the PAT program?
Right side of Imagan, right side of the mascot.
What do you call the PAT program that is benefiting, that has been extended to benefit poor people kids? What do you call the pensioners who are getting pension even though they have never paid into it? What do you call the HEART program now, where the government is offering a 3 years associated degree free, and they're giving them $65,000 a month, including bus fare and lunch money? Okay? What do you call the help for poor people, like my mother who is a senior, who can't afford medication, and their medication has been subsidized by the government? What do you call those things? Aren't those for poor people? Because the rich man Pitney place there, them can afford to send them Pitney place there, university and foreign university. Those teachers now who used to teach in the private schools, right? And they're coming over now to the traditional primary school because the money is better. Who are getting those money? Right? The program that he has for poor Jamaican who has no way of owning a house, and they're handing out houses to poor Jamaican. What do you call that? Aren't those poor Jamaican that are receiving it? we're not saying that this government is perfect, because there is no government that is perfect. There is no government that's perfect. But the man is doing some good stuff for the country. So when you're going to come and say that he's not doing anything, you're not being truthful. You're not being truthful. So could you answer some of those questions?
All right. First thing now. First PNP up me, you know. First thing I mean say that. So, hear me now. You see the part, was it there, and you say you extend onto the part. But the extend make no difference because the inflation and the rise of price so high. When you put $400 on part, if who get it, that is just a party money, miss. A $300, $200 for your party. That's just a party money. That can't even buy. If you can't that you know, so if you get a right that on a 6-5
Christ.
Let me finish that. You hear the man said, don't come in, tell me finish that, miss.
Don't come in. Let
me talk, the man. You're the woman that go on. And you just tell me a while ago, sir, mute her because she broke the rule. From Ocho to Kingston, that's $700 gone to now, from $600 to $700. Right? You can't buy, poor people can't buy food. Me there at the supermarket and when me look, me see them employ people to take up back goods what people can't buy. And what that they can't finish pay for it, just pack it back for shelf. The amount of people who pick up things what they want and the money can't go there. So it's still so, it rise when it rise and it thing when extend part miss. You know, help poor people, not tell you the truth.
Can I answer you that question? Can I answer you?
No, I listen to you. Listen to you, please. That is the rule the man said. We're going to abide by.
Look here, you don't come like you want to bully the woman now.
No,
you're saying something and she want to answer you.
No,
so don't go on like you come bully her.
I never bought into it. The man set a rule and we abide by
you're asking a question and she say she can't answer you.
No,
you have to go on like you want to come bully the lady.
No, because
that's how no PNP behave, man.
That is strength. That is strength. Do what you say you know do, that is strength. That is strength. Do what you say you know do.
Yeah, you were saying something to me?
I was saying to the young lady that this term and come for the disrespect and Ricardo. You need to do what you say, you know.
The lady not disrespect nothing. The man says something and she asks if she can't answer.
What I am saying, no. Look here, Bridge.
You Richard this man, you Richard this, you know what I you Richard, strength. You say anybody talk you throw them out of your box. Make a man finish and then end do. But Sydney, the lady asked a question, you can stop and answer.
The lady come up with some solid points, she make a...
No, well, that me answer, so you can't ask me tell me not to answer yet, brother. When me answer back, you can ask that time again. When me not answer around 6, around 8, 5 she come with. Let me answer, I don't answer 2 yet. They want to make she answer again, brother. I rule the man say,
come, so one more mute, who for talk? Sydney make Sydney talk, tell who for talk now. Who mute or not, tell who for talk for talk.
Me, every time I mute me, so me can't hear when me I say them mute me.
Rude Richard, you talk.
Yeah.
Nobody no mute you.
Yes, of course, me get mute a while ago.
All right,
times
go on,
now.
Sydney, go on.
Right? So,
Sydney, finish your point.
All right, that's the second thing. The houses, you know, miss, when me cut it short, because them no want me fit up, me cut it short. The houses, you know. You know, me just say you lick down 50 houses and give back 10. Just because election a come up. The house now what you lick down, and you might give some people 1 and 2 houses. That you can't lick down 50 and give back 10, it don't make no sense. Because the Prime Minister say no go, no people fill them 1 room house, and then this when him a come in, because him go in a 1 room and born in a 1. So you lick down people, poor people also a bill. Look at a little lady over so. She there work, she there. And work man and you take try to go lick it down. It's not nice.
Understand me?
Back 10.
In their reach. So when you come talk about party money, brother, that means I'm wondering if you really stop and listen to yourself.
Me not done
You're
talk,
not listening
uncle.
to yourself.
Uncle, me not done talk.
When you're reasoning.
Look what me
You
listen
just
good.
reason
Me listen the
because
lady good.
there
And you know,
are
me talk. I
words.
treat me gone out of the 8, you know. Me soon stop. Me I
Say,
cut the
hold on,
short.
man. Hold on.
You can't make Sydney come and go on like you want to take
Nobody
10
was
minutes to
talking,
talk when I say no. That
No,
not
me
work.
a
I
finish
hope your
up.
people there up here.
The lady put 8 points and me gone 3. Me soon done. Me not cut it. I short. Me not cut the short, you know, man.
Sydney.
Sydney, you cannot make a point. Sydney, it is not relevant for your speeches are not relevant because you're not making a point.
What you mean?
You're not making a point. You're seeking to substantiate some claims which is very false.
Sydney, the start.
And that's the
truth.
You know, say, here go on.
And that's
Hold on, East time I'm not stopping.
Come with the foolishness again.
Relax, man. Hold on, East time I'm not stopping.
Relax, man.
We make him finish talking, man, and then we talk and then we rebut and then we do whatever, man. It can't work, you know, brother. It can't work. We just take all the time, man. We don't want to fear mute nobody because everybody are big people. We can't have a conversation without we have to mute nobody and them stuff, man. We could just take our time and do it, man. We have a conversation.
As long as you have people in life, that's how they are going to behave. And
if
they are going to cause chaos.
Finish your point. Make him
so
finish your point.
Prepare for chaos.
So, make them talk, brother, because me can't them have brought the rule. Make somebody else talk, man. Because every time we come,
okay, you Richard,
make somebody else talk. I mean, it don't make no sense. You're
not in the big box.
Somebody else talk, man.
I should have had me a moderator upon this. You don't know.
No, we're not using disrespect part.
We're not disrespect nobody.
Somebody else talk, man. That don't make no sense.
Okay, Rude Richard, make him go. Anybody in the big box, please talk.
And then somebody else wait. Hey, one night, come you go down and you come control for me now.
Good evening, good night. Good night, all.
You know, so strength in a ghost mode.
Good night, all.
One more PNP on the block.
Which part?
Good night, all.
Actually, PNP and Chile, right?
Okay, good night. Good night.
Good night. Talk.
Yeah, man. Good night. Go ahead.
Man, say that thing earlier. See, when we are reason, we could just reason and debunk and rebut each other. We not talk what people kind of about a liar. Everybody have them one truth, everybody one lie. The fact is this. We can't be saying that when a comrade criticize and nothing go on, which me not believe in, we can't be vexed. You know why you can't be vexed? The same knife for stick sheep say good. And I'm at pain, sit up on my PNP platforms and tell us, we can't go around and say nothing go on. Because same thing, the JLP said nothing go on at the 18 years. In the PNP 18 years. And now the PNP said nothing go on at the JLP offended. And you can read the mirror that things that go on at the 18 years. So we need to, both sides, we need to stop talk and stop being hypocrite. We have to be talk factual. Both government do things since 1962 or since 1944. But in my thing as a comrade, I believe the PNP do more to develop the masses of the people in Jamaica. That are me.
And we expect you to say that.
No interruption.
Make him talk, please.
Finish your point.
Okay. I'm gonna start again. I say we as Jamaicans, we are support one party or other. We can't be offended when people say we party not do this. Because we set the play field, so we have to accept it. Yeah? Because Labour time and time again, JLP supporters are not going to the 18 years and the PNP march in Jamaica. I will start telling you what happened from 1989 till 2007. I want to forget, say, we have the next 4 years before this. We have 8 years after that, 8 years after the 2007, JLP run 4, PNP run 4. So we are talking about 18 years, that means we are talking, like say, anything we do 18 years ago. We never have 4 years of JLP, 4 years of PNP, and 8 years of JLP. Because we can say the thing that over the last 17 years, JLP run the country for 13. Over the last 17 years. You get me what I say? So we could just talk reality and we talk facts. Yeah? And I say it again. If we not hold to the strength, the people do nothing in the 18 years in the power, that means the JLP do nothing in the last 8 years. Yeah? Because then get an economy that was fixed and slated for growth.
Go on, yes, man.
Anyway, Milan right there, sir. Me done. Milan there, sir.
Who are you about him now? I'll leave right. Who are you about him now? Richard, Ricardo, I mean. Ricardo, your time for
a minute there. Just a minute. He was saying that
who's in somebody's in ghost mode.
That the JLP saying that thing goes on in the years. Watch
you know, so I never finish, but I to record as I interrupt. Me not finish, you know.
No, not interrupt, but hear me now.
What I want him. Okay, somebody talking. All right.
Hear me now. Me no like, honestly. Me believe say me I want to type of labor right them when no like for your foolishness, you know. Honestly, me no like for your foolishness.
I was just about to say that.
Because when time PNP come up and a chat off their mouth and I go try to smooth down. We have history of them. All the atrocity we then create. All the problem we then create. And when they lock up Babsy Grange and Pernell Charles and Manley Pan die in bed, have to call them and talk to them and say if he never do it, in one people them in party would and get rid of them. Them are the same set of people them when they want power over Porsche. Then say they can't make none dunce lead them. So when me no want you know PNP come and give me no smooth talk because I know the history of them. Simple. And me that type of labor right when I put me out of ground. Me not just come labor right original Franciaga days. Straight up.
Alright then. Cool.
Richard.
Alright, let me interject now. I want to say something now, you see? And I'm going to say something about, because you say about atrocity. One of the biggest atrocities that took place on the Jamaican people, was done in Carroll Gardens. That is one of the biggest atrocities against the Jamaican people at Carroll Gardens. Remember Carroll Gardens? Alright, I want to check. Education is the background of every country. Education is the background of more country, right? And look at it. I would say this. Check the World Bank study on the education system in the Caribbean as to the Jamaican fall. Our secondary and primary education is at the lowest it has ever been. Only country in the English-speaking area was above Jamaica was Barbados. And that means check the World Bank study on the Caribbean education system. Jamaica, the education, the primary and the secondary level is at its worst. And one more question I wanted to ask. All prime ministers come to this country and build school. How much school has Andrew built within his 8 years? How much police station has he built? How much school has he built in his 8 years? I'm finished.
Can I talk?
Okay, who wants to answer him? Okay, go ahead.
No, you're talking about hospital, right? Built. How much hospital is built? Remember, we have 2 years of COVID. The country was shut down. Right? You're talking about education. Remember, it was Peter Phillips who put a wage freeze. A wage freeze. Was it you, Shera, that built the most schools in Jamaica? Was it you, Shera, that built the most schools? The Connaught Regional Hospital that has been overrun now, that hospital was open, I think it was 1975. PNP was in power for 18 years. Have they ever fixed that hospital? Right? Have they ever fixed it? You're saying that there was the government is not doing anything, right? What has the country achieved on the PNP? Because I grew up in that area and I achieved nothing under PNP. What have they invested in the people? The people in the 60s, the people who were born in the 60s, 70s and early 80s are the lost generation of Jamaica. Lost generation. And guess who rule under that those 3 eras? The PNP. The PNP, the 60s, 70s, and early 80s. Nothing was achieved in Jamaica. So you're gonna say that schools were built. They were built by, as a matter of fact, they were mostly sponsored by, what's his name there? The British government. Most of them was sponsored by the British government. It wasn't our money because we never have no money of such. Yeah, we came from independence with a strong dollar. But after that, what happened? Remember, I said it was the British government who was subsidizing our lunch. When people used to go to school, my mother used to talk about it, and we go to school, and then get bulgur, and then get milk powder, and then get uniform. It was done through an arrangement with the British government, not PNP. It was sponsored by the British government. So now we see something is happening in the country. I can say I'm seeing things I've never seen in my life. And you're going to say that the government only give houses to certain people. The government, yes, for the destitute who can't afford it, who have no way of qualifying for NHT, he's giving those houses to them. The other set of people, now he's doing a share where you can share with NHT. When I grew up in Jamaica, we couldn't own a home. You come to Jamaica right now and see how many young people are owning houses. Own houses for themselves. The mortgage is there for them. The government has moved the NHT how much you get in, to over $6 million. And you're saying those are chicken feeding? Those are personal. When you talk about fear from Ocherias to Montego Bay, every country is experiencing inflation. In Canada, where I live, they just put on $1 and something there, minimum wage, $1, and that was a big deal. So Jamaica is not alone in this thing of inflation. Every country. And as a matter of fact, Jamaica is doing even better, because when we came out of the pandemic, Jamaica was taking off. Jamaica took off, and we haven't looked back from then. See, today it came out. Statin said that 13 consecutive growth, 1.7% growth. It might not seem like a lot, but when a country can grow 1.7%, that's a whole damn lot. So when you're saying there is nothing happening in the country, I'm seeing it. The young people, them are getting to go to school. I remember we never have no university in Montego Bay. Nothing. The West was neglected by PNP. Neglected. That's why the Corner Regional is where it is right now. The government is building a children's hospital. One of the best now going to be in the Caribbean. And guess what? They're recruiting over 1,100 people to recruit to start working next year, June. And you're saying that the government is not have any money or stealing the money? Where did that $5 billion come from that is in Nigel Kitty? Where is that coming from? $5 billion that is put aside.
Somebody want a response?
Yeah, man, I want.
Like why I asked the question.
PNP must respond now.
Me ask the question now.
No, PNP, well under my time because it's a run.
Richard, no. Me just want to answer to her now. Please, no.
Right.
Never start to Sydney, do. Beg of me,
Yes.
please. Man.
No, man, I'm PNP time. Let me just start, man. I'm PNP time.
Make him talk now.
No, we're not broke the rule. We're not broke the rule.
Argue Sydney, man. But me don't argue that. More just educate about
Just
something.
hold on now. Just give me a
Okay, just hold on. Okay, go ahead, Sydney. Sydney, go ahead. Sydney, go ahead.
Mute your mic, Sydney, and go ahead.
Sydney. Okay, I'm going to put the next person at the big box. Sydney.
Them a mute me, I talk, but them a mute me.
I'm
talking to somebody that mute me. Who a mute me?
Okay, go
ahead.
I'm
mute you. Why you mute me, Pastor?
He's not.
All right, listen me now.
He's not.
The lady has 18 year. The lady has 18 year. Not go on. Lady, what you really talking about? The first up, house to house water, a standpipe we used to have. We are talking about PJ Patty 18 years where you say nothing never go on. Lady, man, you don't really realize what you are saying. We used to have standpipe where we go take bucket and catch water. 18 years, Carl Blight and PJ Patterson bringing house to house water. All me help drop some of my standpipe, then dash them way.
Look here, me have a rebuttal on that one.
No, lady.
Make him finish.
Lady, I listen you.
2 minutes, let him finish.
Every time you talk, I got to do.
Say something about that.
No, don't say that. Don't wait tell me.
Marcia G, I'm going to give you a chance to respond. Make him finish. You only have 2 minutes. Make him finish.
Right? Me listen you, man. And house to man me help job some dash way. where we are talking you know, right? The media where we are talking you know, phone and all them things there, under PJ parties, we are talking poor people thing, you know. Cars, the poor people. Me used a yard boy used to call me them time when I work in a rich people place. 3-4 cars in the yard and I go outside, me car wash, me couldn't go inside. PJ parties up the way for nurse, teacher and police and poor people that they can buy a used car for use in the country and not both off on you know. The roads, highways and roads one not talk about. This PJ and Mr. PJ about that. Schools where PJ build under them thing the man. Right? We must start the truth. Say no, what you mean say nothing not going on the PNP time, man? Peace it. Remember say a cock up and drop we used to have. Right up to 89 before Michael Manley win and then PJ come in a cock up and drop. Peace it, cock out to kill you. A PNP and most of the time the flushers come here, we call it flushers. Everybody around we buy flush toilet and them things they are simple as that. And you say nothing not going on for poor people in the 18 man, you must be better than that lady. Electric light.
Miss G response.
Which one of them minister? Wasn't it Omar Davis that decided to build up a communion toilet for people can go downtown Kingston, go poo when they want to poo, then take an toilet paper with them. There was no mention of who to clean it.
Lady.
No, Mr. Sidney.
Let me finish my time. Let me finish. I'll listen to you.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
wasn't it interrupt you. Me not interrupt you, me soon, my minute
no,
soon
but
done,
she
man.
said that
your 2 minutes is up, sir.
No, but them bought me all the while, why that? And them bought me all the while and cut me out.
You look say you there for the platform. Go yard, man. Yeah, okay. Two on go on the yard, man. Take off you too, man. Take off you too, but then go on them yard. But then find a PLP platform.
You have something to say?
Wasn't it Peter?
Yeah, I have something to say.
Make you have something to say, and that's it.
Let me say something. I want to address Miss Marcia.
2 minutes.
Yeah. All right. Miss Marcia, you confuse the thing. You see, 1962 to 72 was the Jamaica Labour Party. 1980 to 89 was the Jamaica Labour Party. You make mention of nothing in this. Let me tell you something. 1962 to 72 was one of the highest growth level in Jamaica under the Jamaica Labour Party. 1972 to 1980 was one of the most development for the normal man and woman in Jamaica. That is when the social revolution go on in Jamaica. That is when women get equal pay for equal work. That is when women get maternity leave with pay. That is when the bastard act was implemented, when there's no bastard again. Yeah? That is when you have free education to university. That is when the NHT was implemented. That is when the land lease program was implemented. That is when we have Jamal. That is when we have the RADA agricultural thing. When we have AMC market. So you mix up the thing. You said not going in the 60s, 70s, and the 80s. I can tell you, most of what every woman in Jamaica benefited from today, I mean in the 70s. And I said it without no apology, and nobody can contradict that. So do your research when you say, and don't try, please. You sound like a respectable person. Don't come embarrass yourself over there. The most development for the normal citizen of Jamaica under the people that were 1972 to 80.
I respect.
Can I say something now?
Let me say something to him. I respect you when you're talking. Don't come and do personals. Don't come and talk about embarrass myself.
Let me apologize for that.
Don't go there.
Let me retract that.
Give me a minute to say something.
Make him retract it.
I retract.
All right, look here.
I'm just saying. Just do some research. Wait, let me finish now. Just do some research, Miss Marcia, please, before you talk. All right? Because you said the PNP did 78, 60s, 70s and 80s. The PNP only in that 10 years, only 70.
I said to you, what I said to you was that the 60s, 70s and early 80s, there was no development. You're talking about the social things that he put in place. We could say the same thing because common entrance. Even though,
okay.
But in the 60s, it was the JLP, and it was the most.
What he's talking about is global. What's going on globally was global initiative.
Exactly.
What you are talking about was taking place globally, and the PNP is trying to make it look like they were the architect of it. No, the only thing the PNP was the architect of is FinZac. And another thing, Richard, I wanted to ask you this for the longest while. You say that Manley. You said that Manley believed in the Cuban cause and was a revolutionary. Why didn't he go to Cuba after losing the 1980 election? And another question to you. After the why did the gentleman went to court for the houses that he did not build when he received how much billion in funds? He did not build any house. That is the reason why he ended up in court. And you come tonight about he built house in St. Thomas. That gentleman built no house. All he did was collect the money and pocket the money. I don't know after he collect the money, but I know that no houses was built. And all the thing that you are awarding Manley towards Mr. Yu was a global initiative, and people always seem to get that mixed up. Majority of the things that the Jamaica Labour Party does is not global initiative. Because first thing, we went through the pandemic without any international aid. We're in how to take protocol, how to deal with, because other countries were facing the same scenario. Otherwise from that, we are building new roads, we are building hospitals, we are doing so much now that this country have never experienced before. So I don't know what you guys coming on, and majority of you seem like you're older than I, and you don't see the difference in the society today. Come on, man, stop play a blind eye to what is going on in the country. And stop coming misleading the public. I know that you might love in a party. Majority, a lot of Jamaican, because of a certain thing, they say that. And I hear one of you guys talking about the Coral Garden.
Oh, you're 2 minutes long.
The Coral, I hear one of you guys talking about Coral Garden. You don't remember about Green Bay, Breton 7, street people incident, and so many other incidents that took place. I see a police officer stand in front of a community with an M60 in his hand. I didn't believe that Jamaican police was so strong that he held an M60 in his hand and he turned it on that community. None of you people remember that?
Okay.
Come on, man. We need to do better than that. I open an eye and see the progress that is taking.
This is being biased now. All right, let me respond to him. Let me respond to him.
Mr. Cola just come.
No, let me respond to him.
Richard, make him respond and then somebody else in the box.
May I respond to Ad? Is implementing things for the poor people, Jamal International thing that was on international, to change the life of Jamaican people, the baby mother that go off work and don't get paid. That is international initiative.
Yes.
To implement initiative for poor people. That's what international initiative.
Hold on. International initiative. Answer while he asks.
Hold on. What Jamal international initiative is? Was Jamal the international initiative?
It was a social initiative. Maybe not the same name, but the same thing.
No, it's an international. No. Jamal. No. Come on, man. Listen, and let me ask again. Say, when he introduced pay for monetary relief, was it international initiative? We must come and talk sense, man. And don't be biased and be particular, man. All right. I talk about Miss J.
These things were taking.
I'm not finished. I'm not finished. The schools that were built by Ushera was financed by the British government for what they've done to us in the past. And the children hospital in Montego Bay was a gift from China to Portia Simpson Miller. Check your facts. And don't talk about the children hospital in Montego Bay was given to Portia Simpson as a gift to the. Check out the facts of that.
So why Portia never build it?
Things like procurement policies, brother. Check it out, man.
They let the timeline pass and know it have to be paid for. They let the timeline pass and know it have to be paid for. You're not talking the truth. You're not talking the full story. It was a gift. But no, it have to be paid for because the PNP sit by and let the timeline pass.
You know you talk, but you talk garbage. Sorry for my strong argument.
All right. So, all right.
Blatant lie. Blatant lie.
Sanjay, your time, Sanjay.
Skitto, who is this person?
Honestly, I don't even have nothing to say now because I am trying to learn something, but this back and forth thing and people not adhering to the rules, nah help.
All right then.
Nah help. Everybody here are adults. We are all adults here, so I don't know why are we behaving like this. As you Richard said, if you hear a PNP say yo nothing go on, just listen, and then when you get a chance, you rebut it. And if you hear a labor writer say nothing go on under the PNP time, just listen, and then you get a chance to rebut it. That's the only way we're gonna get the facts. And people, me ask you as a young voter, please state facts. State facts. Me no want nobody get sued. Nah, nothing. Uno state facts. Don't state on opinions. Please and thank you. Moderator, you can take me down and put up somebody else.
All right, bless up yourself, Sanjay.
Can I come in now, please?
Just give this first. Kiso?
Okay.
This person. Yeah. Do you want a response? Because you've been in the box. You're not saying anything. All right, somebody take...
No?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm a first-time caller, listening on the views.
Okay.
And when I look through and listen...
2 minutes, okay, sir?
2 minutes? Yeah, when I listen
yeah,
and
I'm watching the time.
Through, I have to really wonder if people still are talking about the Jamaican Labour Party. I just feel so bad when a person talking foolishness. The People's National Party, they is the one who contribute to the Jamaican people. From I start to go to school in 1978, and from I go to school, Michael Manley usually give we car key to go to school and books. When Edward Thiago win in 1980, I am at primary school. All of those things cut. No cleaning of teeth anymore. No bank book for saving. All of these things perish. The People's National Party is the one who contribute to Jamaican livelihood. The housing development, housing trust, that contributed to Jamaican number one. That is the number one thing for Jamaican people. Majority of the people them never usually not even know how to live. Farmers. Michael Manley again. So when me hear PJ Patterson come again and he break down the barriers of vehicle supply, all of those big top company usually take like a year and
take him down.
Who did that? His time wasn't up, so who did that? Sir, his time wasn't finished. Who took him? Who stopped him?
Hello, good night.
Hold on, Mr. Cole.
Mr. Cole,
hold on a second. Him time did not finish and somebody's mute him. Sorry.
I don't know why they do that.
May I give you back 30 seconds, okay? Just make a point.
All right. Listen. 30 seconds to give me.
Yeah.
The contribution to Jamaican people is the People's National Party. When you're talking about education, is the People's National Party. When you're talking about guns, is the JLP party. Right? They is the one who start mess up with the welfare of Jamaican people when it comes on to the gun. Listen again. Please, I'm asking you. When you're dealing with the facts, if you don't want the facts, you can call me because I don't have much time. But big up Mr. Cole and big up the whole organization there and big up the People's National Party.
All right. My time now, because if you ask you some question now, because you hit a nail. Here, the question they can ask you. So I'm ask you now. So if all the way you say so good for the country, right? Why is that still have to stop all of those all the way you're saying stop. You have to stop that. Social programs there. You know why? If you don't know, let me tell you why. If him stop it, why him have to stop it at the time? You cannot build a country, no country at all in the world. You can build only on social programs. You have to have investment in your country for the country to grow. That was the problem Michael Malley had. Some of the policies that he implemented at that time was good. Hold on, man. Hold on, guys. Pause.
Somebody's in a ghost mode.
Yeah. So, yes, and as me I say, at the time, if some of the programs of Michael Malley, understand Michael Malley implement, cool, implement the things them good, yes, but at the end of the day, you can't fix one problem and create a next one, which is that was the one Edward Siaga had to fix in the 1980s. Yeah, because me here up to PNP say Edward Siaga is the best finance minister. One of Nigel Clark can beat him now. Was the best finance minister Jamaica ever see. So when you're not gonna say certain things, you have to be careful on the said. And Michael Malley come in 1989 and he said, if him know him didn't know, them time there. If him didn't know now, them time they would do the things them him do I go the way him go about it. Him do it different, totally different. So that means you only need to know say him understand, say him make a mistake in a film time. Yeah? I'm not talking about guns. This is just as though I say Edward Siaga bring gun in the country. Remember, say Russia, Cuba, and Michael Manley are brothers, a three brother them. So there's a fool gun did that come from. So if you never say gun for gun, a gun for gun, so don't bring the look of full argument. PNP have a thing on try blame everything by Edward Siaga when remember say say Edward Siaga and the CIA stop food in our water. Not no go so because Michael Manley was the prime minister of the country and if the prime minister of the country is responsible to make sure that people get food.
Beg you 2 minutes.
Okay, bro.
Yeah. We just want to say something.
No, man, it must be a comrade time now, because I saw where it comrade labor.
This is something I come back off of the life, please. Hear what me I say. You need to understand this too, you know. And like how the program I run now, but we have to understand this. When we go on them program, them not come take over, you know. Mr. Sid they come and want to take over the program and all them. We have to understand, no man. See, and then come and
there now.
You understand me? I say,
and
we're entertaining. This man say first in company life and I talk about a JLP bringing gun. And him not say nothing good at JLP though. Brother, if we stop the foolishness, man. It's the best in. Alright, today I went to the hospital, take somebody to the hospital. And army people fabricate things and attack. I've never seen this yet in my life. But go in at the bathroom.
Finally.
I'm in at bathroom and I have to come back out and stand up and look and see if I really hospital me there. One of you stop fabricate but the government now do nothing. What the local liar cell phone a liar. It hurt my physician to come a big people now. It's like when get paid for the thing like when I have a skit to work with. One of you go with the fabrication and lie man. Okay. Oh no want to see Jamaica go forward. That is how I come and every program and I try to tear down the country.
Alright. Somebody can give me the box of Joshua, please, and thank you for that, man. But like I said, want everybody to talk, want everybody to listen. We're all here to learn, we're all here to correct. I'm not here to bring nobody down. So somebody can give Joshua the box, please.
Hi guys, good night.
Good night, sir.
Good night.
No, host, it must be a comrade speak now. You got 2 jails.
Oh, shut up, you Richards. You're not the moderator.
Just give me a second, Huge. Give me a second.
You can't do that. You can't. You don't.
No disrespect, please. If you are, I'm gonna take you down. Please, me I beg you now.
Joshua, welcome, Joshua. You see, in this.
Good night, sir. Good night. Good night,
Good night.
Act and all those acts where they said Michael Manley, glad Joshua come on. If you Google it, I'm not telling no lie. Google it. It's May 1967. Doctor can correct me if I'm wrong. In Edward Siaga's throne speech, when he was Minister of Finance and Development, in a
budget presentation. I call at the time they call it the throne speech. That's where those things came from, and Michael Manley implemented.
All right, hold on,
Ken.
Make on PNP talk. I mean, we don't want to see it by us. So make a PNP talk, and then a year time after.
Exactly. Thank you, my general. Thank you, my general.
Come to on PNP. We don't know which PNP.
All right. Let me tell you something. So we are talk. I am. If one labor time, you know, me have good relationship. You know, say me deal with things good. If I two PNP anybody understand me and you. So listen me now. Ken come up with him something and put Joshua up there. So me tell you something before Joshua come with something I must say. 1967, JLP win the election, and Ken and Joshua can say, Siago implement all of the things of Michael Manley.
He implemented.
Let me finish.
Let him finish his point.
You soon get the time to rebut me. Yeah, you know, Joshua come and say 1967 them table the free education, 1967 them table all this. Let me tell you something. 1967 to 1972 was 5 years. The JLP had 5 years to implement all of them something. So if the JLP was in power in the best growing economy in the history of Jamaica, that no second of the tweet. From 1962 till 1972 are the best in the history of Jamaica. Let me repeat. The best in the history, no second, no third, no government will grow economy as it grow. 1962 to 72. So Joshua always upon I say free education was tabled by Edward Siaga. All of the things when Mike come in the same table by Siaga. Listen to me now. In the best economy grow. A government have to read a budget and spend 5 years. And it will take a next government to come 5 years after implement all of these things. Listen, we have to be careful. Listen me. And you see sensible people that listen and they more analyze it and pick sense out of nonsense. 1967, free education was tabled in the parliament. The government have 5 years. 67, 68, 69, 70, 72 the PNP election. Michael Manley implement all of these things. 73, 74. All right? Me just I said this. So when Joshua come with all the way more come with, remember what you're gonna say. Say all of the free education, yeah, the land lease, the equal pay for equal work to the day. Some first world country don't have that yet.
30 seconds.
And it was yes. Yeah. So all of those things, you know, was implemented. Was put by the table in 1967, but it took Michael Manley 5 years after that to implement them. After going to grow the best economy ever in the history of Jamaica.
Okay.
All right, let's away. Right. Oh.
I will come now. Mr. Joshua come now.
I didn't realize that I was up. Good night, everyone.
Yeah, man.
I didn't finish, and you put you twice before me, so I don't understand it.
Okay, sorry.
Okay. Well,
let me just correct that. Sorry. Okay, so go ahead. You have 2 minutes, okay, sir?
Yeah, okay. You see, what you, Richard, is talking about, you know, it doesn't, the government, parliament doesn't work the way he's talking about. I tell him to go and read the 1967 throne speech. And you plan, you can have a short-term plan to implement something, you know, when you're going to implement it. You just don't say it and implement it same time. There's a lot to go through with it. So therefore, if you're going to say that, there's a lot of, for example, in Portland, the PNP had laid some pipe, they go lay some pipe, buy some of them laid, and when they lost the election, they come take with the whole of the pipe them again. What you call that? So therefore, we don't want to go back to the 60s or 70s. We are talking about current affairs, what is happening now. But what is upsetting me a lot is because it's the way I see people come on platforms and spreading propaganda. They're not doing nothing for themselves, but they are giving the country a bad name. Things that I hear people saying, people coming from abroad and like, we are starving down in Jamaica is the way the PNP is spreading things, as if we can't come out of our house and walk the street, etc., etc. And we have to stop these things. If we are patriot, it's the year we born and grow. We enable string cut you. Why we are bring down the country, sir? And when you go abroad and you see things, you shut your mouth and not say nothing. Why you not do it? You must stop it, man. Stop it. We not don't forget about party politics. Speak the truth, and then it will set you free. Don't go around and tell lie because you want to be in power. It not works, so that means you're power hungry. Stop it. They couldn't give we a bad name abroad because we are on social media, we go live and everything. People are from over the world are listen and see where I'm going. All right, Joshua.
All right, give me another thought, brother.
You know, me in the box and then kick me out. Me come back in and me not get no talk.
All right, give me a few. Give me a minute now. Beg your pardon? I am a Jamaican.
No, man, me a PNP, man. I cool this, you know.
No, Mr. Cole, you're good, man. Ask your brother. Can you be in the box for a minute? That's what I ask.
All right, let me just make one thing.
Jamaican.
I am a Jamaican. And I mean, I'll go as far as and nothing beyond that. Let me just adjust one thing here. I don't like to go back into the past. I rather focus on what is current. But I heard the gentleman, let me call his name. But he made the point that the PNP would have done more than the JLP. Let me be frank and be fair to either party. Both parties would have done stuff that are beneficial to the country. But let us focus on the year that Michael Mann took over, because although I was very young, I grew up in a what you would consider to be a socialist environment. My entire family are PNP, but I've never really voted for them. Mr. Manley, somebody who, God bless his soul, I have a lot of respect for. He inherited a growing economy. He would have implemented a lot of social programs, which I would have seen for myself as young as I was. However, during that period of time, and which is what is the PNP has been singing over the years, there wasn't any development taking place. The economy wasn't growing. Due that industrialization was taking place. Not much of that was going on. Eventually, you can't be spending what you're not earning. And that's what happened to him. If he had just, okay, one of the things that we'll have to do is learn from the mistake of others. Look what countries were doing at the time, why the economy was growing. Why Singapore is what it is today, and we are still where we are. Another thing that I would want, particularly the comrade, to look at, Fidel Castro at the time, even though we know it was, not necessarily it was coming through him, it was all to really, during that Cold War era, he donated 3 schools to Jamaica, 3 educational institutes to Jamaica. And I believe what we should take from that, in order for your country to develop, you need an educated populace. And this is one of the reasons why we are, well, I would say we, because I'm not interested with that, is if the country or both parties are guilty, had invested in the people of this country, because we don't have oil, so our greatest resources are our people. Had we invested in our people as we should have, then the country would be far better off today. But let us focus on current. It is being said, and I mean, I know it is one of the tools in the PNP box is to spread misinformation, disinformation, and whatever.
30 seconds.
It is said that nothing now go on and poor people now benefit. Let me ask this question. There's a boom in the construction industry and several other industries that would employ persons who are low-income earners. I don't want to use the word poor.
Finish up your question, please.
Yeah. Most of the people who are working on these construction sites, the hotels, the commercial things that are going on, aren't they low-income people? So it can't be said that poor people not benefiting. And there are several other things that are going on. I mean, it will take some time for the country to really recover from the COVID situation. And, you know, you'd want to see a government that grow the economy. And in my view, when the JLP is in power, at least they make some effort to grow the economy. What they need to do, however, is to spend a little more, to pay a little more attention to the social aspect of things.
Okay, sir. Sorry, but your time passed.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah, I'm finished.
Okay. We're going to let Joshua talk. Cole will soon get to you. Cover see you.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Good night. I heard a lot of information. Chair, I want to correct you. It's 4 schools that were built under the PNP. I want to give credit where it's due. Right? All of them were donated by the Cubans. Garvey Macia is one, Ose Marti, GC Foster, and another one. I don't remember which one was the fourth one. I think it was a teacher's college. So we want to give credit where it's due. When I came in, I heard much argument about the JLP in a nutshell not being interested in education. And I heard Hugh Richards spoke about equal pay for women. In 1962, Jamaica first joined the United Nations. In 1963, Hugh Lawson Shearer, who was then senator, went to the United Nations and he proposed that 1968 be designated the International Year of Human Rights. There, he put on the table proper dignity in the workplace, that people get paid for what they work for, and proper working environment, equal pay for women, and the removal of the Bastardy Act. Right? So this was never a Michael Manley initiative. In 1968, it came into fruition in Tehran, Iran. Right? And that was where it came from, not from Michael Manley. Michael Manley took the credit, but it was never from him. In 1967, Edwin Allen, who was Minister of Education, and you can check this on the, by the way, the first one, you can check it on the United Nations website. The second one, you check it on the National Library of Jamaica website, which I'm about to tell you now. In 1967, Edwin Allen, who was Minister of Education, and by that time it was Hugh Lawson Shearer who was Prime Minister, got a loan to build 50 schools in Jamaica. So the first 50 high schools that were built in Jamaica at that time, they started building they got the loan in 67, 68, it started building, and 72, it was finished under Michael Manley, right? So let us correct that anomaly. Now, as it relates to police station, I don't know what was being said, but under this government, 128 police stations were either built or renovated in total. I heard mention about houses being given. The houses that are being given, we could spend all night on the houses. There is a thing which is known as social housing program, which is started by this government. And it's not the board houses that were under Operation Pride. And these houses are free of cost. And every MP is given the opportunity to recommend 5 persons for the houses. So it's not Labour Right or PNP alone that benefits. It's all, once you're a politician in any constituency under any party. I heard someone mention that the education was low. It's the lowest it has ever been. That's false. This year it's the highest it has been at 87 point something %. Does it need to be higher? Of course it does. But that's false. Marcia said earlier that there were 1,000 plus recruits. No, just a little bit of correction, Miss Marcia. It's 5,000 jobs that the government has announced for the Cornwall Regional and the hospital, the Children's Hospital down there, and it will be known as Cornwall Health Campus, and a lot of persons will be employed and be trained down there. Plus, the government has made sure that scholarships are given for anybody who wants to enter into the health profession. Water. I heard argument being mooted about.
Joshua, just give me a second. I know he's talking over his point, so I'm going to give him a little bit more time. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I heard water. Come on, folks. If PG had done such a good job under the 18.5 years, and I love Portia Simpson Miller, believe it, I love her very much. Labor rights love her generally. But you did not do a good job, because we wouldn't have to be allocating $240 billion now to revamp our entire water system, plus the Prime Minister enter into partnership with private sector to redo the entire water system in the corporate area, right? In addition to that, I heard the whole argument about phone being brought about. Wow, what a muddy ground you step on, because this whole idea of the digital age was first instituted by Edward Philip George Siaga when he introduced Digiport into Jamaica at the time. You can check all that I'm saying. And that was the first satellite, right? The same thing that enabled us now to have cell phone in this country. I heard a gentleman also mentioned earlier about savings was removed from school. I don't know which era you were born in. I was born in 1969, which means that I'm older than you. Savings was in school in the 70s. It was in school in the 80s. It was in school in the 90s. So I don't know what you're talking about, sir. One person mentioned that guns were being imported in Jamaica. But I guess you don't want to mention the Brigadista program, eh? The 1,600 young men that were sent to Cuba to be trained as Brigadista. And it was the advent of badmanism in Jamaica in terms of gun violence, right? And I just want to pause there for the time being, you know, and the final thing that I want to mention about Michael Manley having a proper economic system. Now, if Jamaica did so well in the 60s and they use an economic model, why is it? And 27 countries came here with the International Bank of Reconstruction, which is now known as the World Bank, to study our economic model. Singapore borrowing it altogether, Canada borrowing it partially and tweaking it. And it worked then. Why is it that one man is so smart that he wants to deviate from it and succeeded in mashing up the economy altogether? Right? To the extent that 2 years later, our economy was totally broke. And then we want to blame it on CIA and the rest of the world. Come on, folks. Let us be, you know, let us be serious about the conversation that we're really having. Thank you very much, man.
What are you about him? Yeah, man. My time. All right, go. Me the year longest and all I know me no get attack. Good evening, everybody. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, man. Good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Cole. I want you to tell me good evening to sir.
Yeah, I say good evening, Joshua, if you need it special, right?
All right. Good evening, sir.
Yeah, man.
Under Bobby Picker's Gill, at the time, the largest water supply upgrade, the Kingston and Portmore water upgrade. That's facts, not a fiction. Under PJ Pattison, we have able to repair 98 of the hospital across Jamaica, starting from Spanish Town with the Kings and Queen Ward, Maypen Hospital, Mandeville Hospital, Black River, Chilani. The only hospital didn't get a major touch. It was the one in St. Thomas under the 18 years of PJ Pattison. I heard you mention Sir Joshua about education and school. I believe I hear you mention that. So much you talk about me. You shot me there, I look at things that's about my brother. That put the facts together that the 70s was embargoed by America by a letter wrote to the ambassador of the American embassy by Mr. Siaga to embargo Jamaica, and that's a fact. That's a fact. If him don't embargo Mr. Michael Manley, he will go win back the 80 election. That's not a fiction. The history is there.
Under PJ Patterson, he was able to implement the PAD program, the JADEF program, the jokes for the elderly, the RADA, upgrade the airport and the seaport, build 64 school in RADA for the agriculture. Those are facts. But me not come to argue about those. Me hear you mention social housing. Social housing start by Norman Manley with the sugar housing, where them used to give away with the clinker board, where them put on this up with the paint pan it, the pebble that paint. I hear you talk about human rights. 1960, 1970, 1957. Norman Washington Manley is the first man to come up, and that's facts, with the human right and the Charter of Rights for women. 1957. That's a fact.
Okay, Mr. Cole?
Yeah, 7 minutes is up. Okay? May I come back in a part 2.
Joshua, you want a response? You will come back
Mr.
to you.
Cole, you know, I have never in my life seen schools built that you cannot see. And I heard you mention about 64 schools being built. I wasn't living outside of Jamaica under PJ Patterson's reign. And I don't know of even 6 schools being built by PJ Patterson, much more 64. Right? There were some schools built, but those were private schools that were converted, mainly the Catholic people. The PATH program, Mr. Cole, don't move so fast. The PATH program was really poor relief program. And it's the same food stamp program that was expanded by PJ Patterson. No ifs, no buts, no baby. I commend PJ Patterson for doing a good job in expanding it, because when it was implemented by Edward Philip George Siaga, it was called the food stamp, and it fell under the Poor Relief Board, and it was for lactating and nursing mothers. PJ, and then we also had food stamp for older people. What has happened since then is that now both of them has been merged, right? So the old people used to go and get them little thing and carrot go shop and them do them thing. You know about that, Mr. Cole, because you're a little older than me, so you know, right? So we have to speak truth, sir. I made sure I study Jamaica's history. I won't take away the water from you, even though I don't agree with it, right? I won't take it away from you. But Bobby Pickersgill, just remember that the pipeline was always blocked, and a lot of the time, because they were blocked, the pipes that were laid on Washington Boulevard and were not connected. Remember them. And they were laid on Hagley Park Road and not connected. Yet it was re-asphalted. The roads were re-asphalted. Right? So, my brother, you know, let us ensure that the people get the truth and not, as my friend Hugh Richards like to say, alternative facts. Thank you.
Can I rebut him again, Madam?
No, man, Mr. Cole, my time. Me have to rebut Joshua, man. Joshua, host, we can beg about 3 minutes, please. Because Joshua got too much.
You're in the box. Go ahead.
Please. Can I? Please.
Oh, shit.
All right. Joshua,
yes, sir.
Let me go back. If I go back to back, it's like a stupidness. Because the poor relief and this something that come from welfare in 1957. So that from Mike Norman, but we're going to go about this. I remember again, you can Google it again.
Wow.
Jamaica economy started growing 1959. Jamaica economy.
No, sir.
You get time, but no, man, come on.
No, sir.
Write it down and
sir.
rebut me now. Write it down and rebut me, please. Write it down and rebut me, please. You can Google it. Jamaica economy started growing from
Provide the
1960.
proof. Tell me which site.
Listen to me, man. I don't know about site, but I can tell you. And it continued right in 1962. Be the fact. All right, hear the piece again. Listen to the piece again. Listen to the piece again. You say equal right pay for equal work and them something was not a Michael Manley idea. Whole idea and original. But guess what going on? Michael Manley implemented before whole first world country. Michael Manley implemented before Canada, America, England, and whole European country them. I know some first world countries still have equal pay for equal work, maternity leave with pay, all that. Remember that. I know some first world countries have that. So when you go back and say that was table this and table that, you see, until they implement, as me say, if those things were implemented when Jamaica have the best economic growth in the history, the best economic growth in the history of Jamaica at 1962 to 1972, 10 years under the Jamaica Labour Party. And them never implement all the way you set put in from 1961, 63, and 67. You take a Michael Manley 2 years after I win. So that means that 14 years. 12 years it take. 12 years to implement them. And you'll tell you, say no, those were in before. So you have to credit Michael Manley to implement them. Because they were good for the people, why they never implement? You see, say if we go back, you know, we will go back way back. It doesn't make no sense. I could start over there, so no. I will start over there now. 2012, there was never an IMF program. The PNP of the work at the IMF program started in 2013. We set the platform that by 2030, our debt to GDP must be 60%. We are work to that. That's how we set nice standard. Right now, we're at 72%. So we're well on our way. And remember, all of the tax we want to complain about, say the PNP put in during this time, those are the still tax. Those are the taxes that the government is benefiting from today. Where them even collect more from. The gas tax, for the edge tax. The edge tax, for instance, we're supposed to make edge oil. We are collecting that tax and we're not edging oil. And that go on everything. When gas raise, everything. When you put on the edge tax, every single thing in Jamaica raise. We are not using it for the purpose that we were put in for. The government is still taking $11 billion yearly from the NHT that was supposed to finish 2016. Other than the $33 billion the JLP put in 2016-17 budget to offset the 1.3. Right now, the PNP, JLP will be boasting of 8 years of no new tax because all the foundation was set, all the tax were put in place.